be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's the deal? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this food, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today we are having some Chinese food. We're having some chow mein, and we're also having some fried rice. Let me go ahead and bring it in to you, so you can see all that beautiful color. And this is the vegan take on Chinese food. So there's no meat, no dairy products or anything like that in it. And let me tell you, it's kind of bomb. I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, because of course I've tasted it already, but it's good. It's really, really good. Let me go ahead and give you that first bite. See that purple cabbage? Ooh. Yes, I haven't had Chinese food in a minute. So this is perfect. I've been craving it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it. I knew I was gonna drop it. Y'all knew I was gonna drop it. Let me tell you about this rice though. So I was gonna use brown rice, but I actually ended up using cauliflower rice. Number one, I wanted to see how the cauliflower rice would taste like this. And also I wanted to cut as many carbs as I could because there's already carbs in the noodles. So this cauliflower rice is fire. It's good. It held up just fine. I know sometimes people get concerned about the texture of cauliflower rice, but it's good. Let me tell you about these noodles. So when it comes to making chow mein, you can use whatever kind of noodle that you like. You can use even a regular just oodles and noodles, like a regular ramen noodle, you can. But I use these. I bought some called Koyo. These are organic noodles, heirloom grains, and they're vegan. So I got these from Sprouts, and they're really good. I love that. I was kind of concerned about the texture, like if they were going to hold up, but they held up just fine when I had to mix everything together, put the sauce and stuff. So these are good. If you want to see how I made this, go to the video right before this. I'll also link it down below. So I have a full-length cooking video that walks you through all the steps. And the best thing about it is that it's bomb like this, but it's so easy for you to just add in chicken, shrimp, pork, eggs, whatever you want in it, you can add it so easily. You know what I mean? So this is great. Especially like if you live in a household where someone is vegan, someone's pescatarian, someone's vegan, someone's a meat eater, whatever. You can easily make this dish and make the adjustments. I'm very happy about this and the way it turned out. Definitely gonna make this again too. Another adjustment I made too was I was gonna use just regular, green cabbage, but I used purple instead. And, it made the dish more vibrant. The first full week of 2021. How is it going so far, y'all? What's up? How y'all feeling? Everything is good. Everything is good. I'm proud of myself for being consistent these first couple days. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that. And I pray to God for it to continue. But even if it doesn't, I'm not going to beat myself up, though. But it is nice to be consistent, though. Shout out to everybody that took advantage of the New Year's sale for Good as Can Be. I am restocked. I won't be restocked much longer, I can tell you that. Y'all went nuts on that New Year's Day sale. Nuts. So y'all went through quite a bit of my inventory. So once this round sells out, I'll be restocked again. It might be mid to late February, possibly even early March. So if you want the seasoning before then, please be sure to visit my website. The link is below, goodascanbe.co. All of that information is in the box below. The best thing about this too is that, you know, you can up your spice levels. You can do whatever you want to do. This recipe, I feel like it's pretty easy to follow. And it's just a lot of room to do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. So today, we're doing a viewer topic. Somebody emailed me and said they wanted me to share with the GP fam. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to get into that right now. All right, so I record on my phone. So I had to print it out. I had to print the email out so I can read it to y'all. It's kind of long, but it'll go by fast. It'll go by fast, I promise. All right, y'all ready? All right. Hey, Rhonda. Happy New Year. I'm in a horrible situation and need some advice. You can share this with the GP fam. All I ask is that you refer to me as Jody. Okay, what's up, Jody? No problem. I'll respect your wishes. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years. He's my best friend and the love of my life. There's no one else in this world I'd rather be with. We live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. In February 2020, his mom moved to Fort Lauderdale from Memphis, Tennessee. She planned to stay with us for 1 to 2 months while she looked for a place. His mom is amazing, so I was totally fine with her living with us temporarily. Fast forward, the pandemic hits. My boyfriend was worried about his mother living alone and asked if she could stay longer. I was totally okay with that. The first few months were great, but now I'm ready for her to leave. She runs the entire house, cooks, cleans, does laundry, and most importantly, gets all of my boyfriend's time and attention. The extra free time is nice, but we don't do anything with it. There's no intimacy, no dates. We only had sex 5 times in 2020. I'm usually in bed by 10:30 or 11, and he stays up until 4 a.m. every night talking to his mom. By the time he gets in bed, I'm not in the mood. So an ex of mine DM'd me in October. I ignored the message. As the holidays approached, I started to feel lonelier and lonelier, so I finally responded. We exchanged a few messages, he said all the right things, and we ended up hanging out a few times. Here's where it gets a little sticky. I'm 3 weeks pregnant, and there's no way that it's my husband's. We haven't had sex since September 16th, 2020. What the F am I supposed to do? Signed, Jody. Dang. Okay, Jody. That is definitely a sticky situation. This is why I would say the communication is key in any relationship. I mean, you didn't mention that you guys have, you know, if you guys have had several conversations about his mom or what was going on, but it sounds like communication, in my opinion, is the root of all of this. So ideally, you should have said something to him when you started feeling the kind of way. When you started to feel like his mom was taking over your household, you should have talked to him about that. Had a conversation. You guys probably should have reset some boundaries. And let me say this, I don't even know if y'all have boundaries out the gate, but y'all definitely should have. I think that you need boundaries for anybody that lives in your house, even if it is somebody's parent, a friend, a cousin, whoever. I think you should have boundaries. Just so everybody understands expectations and stuff, right? So not communicating and sitting around feeling like that, all that's going to happen is it's going to pile up This is going to get to you and you're going to explode at some point and have your breaking point. And it sounds like your breaking point is when your ex DM'd you, you wanted attention from somebody. And I get not having attention and how that can make somebody feel, but if your dude is coming to bed at 4 a.m. every single night and you don't say nothing, he's not going to think anything is wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So I know you said no intimacy, no dates. Were you guys like trying to plan dates in the house or doing stuff locally, you know, within the guidelines of, you know, because everything is so restricted right now because of the pandemic. So like, were you guys having dates? Did the mom interfere with all of that? Like, I'm kind of curious about that as well. But I think it's just communications what it boils down to, that a conversation should have been had and for him to understand how it's making you feel. But also too, I think that when we don't speak up immediately when something starts to bother us, you know, it becomes bigger and bigger and it just grows and grows. And you can eventually start to either hate somebody, dislike them, resent them. So many things come out of you not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of us don't say anything when we first feel something. You know, we sit and we wait and it builds up and it builds up. You know, I think a lot of us are guilty of that. And so I don't know. Now on to the pregnancy thing. Now you definitely will have to have a conversation about that. You're gonna have to talk to your boyfriend and to your ex. Now I don't know what's gonna happen, if he's gonna leave you, if you guys are gonna continue to be able to keep your relationship. Because it's gonna be a little complicated for you now to come back and say, well, you weren't around, so I did this, this, and this. Like, that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't communicate. It wasn't like that he was cheating on you. I mean, of course, him spending so much time with his mom and his mom running the house isn't ideal, but you should have spoke up and said something, especially if it was going to lead you to somebody else and you now are going to bring a child into the world. So this is super complicated and sticky. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just I got so many questions about this situation. I really do. But for me, the root of it is just the lack of communication, the lack of just not speaking up and saying whatever needs to be said. I think it also gets uncomfortable talking to people about their parents, because that's somebody that's so close, you know, in their life. But you still got to be able to talk to your partner about anything and anybody, because look at what it turned into. Look at what you turned to somebody else, and now you about to have a child. And this is, I don't even know if you and your boyfriend have kids. You didn't mention that. So, you know, what if he always wanted kids and you're gonna have a child with somebody else first? So I don't know where this is gonna go. You can only avoid talking about it so long, because I would imagine eventually you'll start showing. I don't know. That's all I can really say, is that you gotta say something at this point. But I'm saying, like, in general, I think it's very important to communicate your feelings about everything, no matter how complicated it is, and no matter who you have to talk to someone about. You got to say what needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you're allowed to feel how you feel. Like, you know, your boyfriend doesn't have to see it from your perspective, but that doesn't make your feelings and your perspective invalid. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's important for us all to realize that it doesn't make it invalid. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you feel. And another person doesn't have to see it the way that you see it, but you got to speak up though and say how something is making you feel. So I don't know, Jody, this is a tough one. I'm pretty sure this is not how you saw your new year starting. But I just hope that you're able to tell your boyfriend what's going on, but also be ready for the consequences. Like, if he leaves you, you can't be mad. And you also can't be like, well, this is because of your mom, especially if you weren't telling him that along the way. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take responsibility and know that that's on you. Like, you going to see your ex and DMing your ex and stuff and actually hanging out and having sex, like, that's a whole other thing. To me, I'm going to be honest with you, was out of line for that. I feel like that's foul in my opinion. But I don't know. GP fam, what y'all think? Meet me in the comments. What y'all think about Jody? What do you think she should have done? What should she do? What could she have done differently? I mean, because you guys may see it differently than I do, and I would love to see what y'all got to say about it. So Jody, go ahead and check out the comments and keep us up to date if you feel up to it. I would love to see how this kind of all plays out. So if anybody out there, you know, wants my 2 cents, the GP fam's 2 cents, please feel free to send me a DM, Rhonda's Red Sauce, on IG, or you can send me an email, rhondasredsauce@gmail.com. All the contact information is below as well in the description box. So again, if you want to see how I made this food, go ahead and check the video right before this. I will have the link below as well. And I appreciate you guys for being here with me. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.